Don't step in the eyeshadows. This is the eye look we're going to be doing today, probably featuring my cats because they can't seem to give me any personal space today. It's also an ongoing trend theme today is they've been invading my space. So, especially my youngest son. Don't step in the eyeshadows. Oh my god. Fucking for real. I'm just making sure this is all nice, blended into the skin. Nice, beautiful, gorgeous. Lovely. The first step that I actually did, where the fuck did I put it? Why the fuck would I move it? Okay, obviously, I had a small ADHD moment there. The first step was me getting this black here on the inner corner. Yeah. First. Okay. Just like so. And then I take up a burgundy eyeshadow. And I'm just going to blend that into my eyeshadow, or into the eyeliner, I should say. And I'm going to create a type of kind of curvature, a rounded curvature that follows my natural hood. We're going to keep layering and blending and also kind of setting that eyeliner. And then I'm going to create an outer V shape. Basically like a cat eye, right? And I want that cat eye to go out like so. So it's slightly angled upward and long. So it's extending my outer eye shape. And I just take the eyeshadow and blend that into that black liner I laid down. Yeah. And that's basically the beginner shape for that part. I don't know. I did this in kind of like a weird order, I guess. Like, I wanted my shape down, but then I also was like, okay, so really you can kind of start either or. Basically, I wanted to see where my shape was so I can see where I'm placing my blue and all that, so it matches. So, laying down a light denim blue shade. It's supposed to look like ashes, but to me it looks like light wash denim in an eyeshadow form. Then I'm gonna pick up a kind of purpley muted periwinkle shade and just buff that edge. Buff that little edge out. I feel like I can see better because you're closer. I don't know, but we'll keep going. So I'm not doing a lot of swiping motions. I'm doing a lot of pressing motions so I don't disturb and pick up too much of the product that's here on the brow bone that I just placed. So then this is where I kind of went off road here, if you want to put it like that. And I started playing with, instead adding the darker color here. So I'm basically mixing one of my darker blue eyeshadows with that periwinkle shade, and I'm just blending it into that blue. Just a touch, right? Laying down just a hint of that bright shade, and then I'm going to go back over it with that more muted shade. I'm not trying to make it a super saturated blue there. I just want a hint of that shade of blue there. Then I'm going to pick up a chartreuse, okay? Picking up the chartreuse, and I'm just going to line it up against my brow bone and blend it in. And I want to pack down color so it sticks, okay? Pack it down and move it around. It's okay if you get fallout on your face because that is exactly why I don't do my makeup first anymore, like my eyeshadow. My foundation. Oh my gosh. I do my foundation last lately. Works way better for me. Much better vibe. And then, same chartreuse shade. And we're gonna just pop it right inside. So basically now you have the map. We have the blueprint. So now I'm gonna go in again with that black and do one more little trace there. And then I'm gonna pick up a liner. I'm using like an eyebrow or an angle liner brush, but you can use whatever liner brush makes your heart happy. And I'm just going to kind of like press and set and blend a little bit since I have time to blend. And I'm making sure my eyes relax so I can recreate that shape on this eye as well. Keep going, almost there. Okay, so this side is symmetrical with the side that's already done. Hallelujah. And then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna like go back in and darken up that liner. But I'm gonna go in with a very dark purple shade now. I'm trying to intensify this as much as I can without using like just straight black. And I'm just trying to follow the guide that also should make my wings symmetrical. Should. If it doesn't, we're gonna have a problem. So that's the point of this right now, is like map it out, getting your plan. And you know what? If it's not quite right on this side, you can now match. I did my shitty eye first, so I can show you on my good eye. So I shouldn't have a problem anyways. But right now I'm just trying to map out where all these precise lines are supposed to be on my eye and blocks of color. I'm kind of treating it like a painting. That is how you nail symmetry. It's not by trying to make each side look exactly the same without... Alright, that's how you nail symmetry. You know your own anatomy. That's what I was trying to say. You figure out your own anatomy on your face. And that is how you figure out symmetry. So I'm going to buff some more, that blue. Kind of powdery blue shade. And then go back in with that ashes shade. What I'm just going to do now is kind of clean up right here. I just need a little bit more depth. I missed a spot, basically, is what I'm saying. And then notice how I'm not trying to bring any color into that lower portion here. I want to try to leave that as bare as possible. So try not to get that blue in there. So the next step is just going to be filling in this inner portion here with some eyeshadow, some of that maroon eyeshadow that I have, and just blend. I don't want to put too much color, like I said, on the lid itself. I want to leave it bald or naked as much as possible. Okay, like so. And then I'm going to go back in again and just kind of richen that up one more time. And then basically it's just like a game of going backwards and forwards of blending that grape, that very, very dark grape shade into the black and smudging it together to give us a nice rich color. And then going in with that maroon to blend it out. Like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. I'm going to take that dark purple and smudge it into the black. I basically just want it to be the same depth as the other side. I don't care how I get there. I just need to get to the same effect, right? Basically, after I have my precision in check here on where I'm placing my colors, then I go in with the bigger brushes and I start smudging them out with the black. So I'm starting with the maroon first, just so I can keep some of that bruised under eye look that I have going on. I'm just gonna do like a touch on the outer corner, but not too much. I don't want too much black in that spot. So actually, I'm going to just immediately go in with a larger brush and just kind of smudge it out a little bit. Okay, like so. Then I'm going to take my maroon again and blend from there. So I have maroon here, had maroon there. Both sides. Here and here. So I'm going grape color to maroon into nude skin on both sides, right? The next step is the fun part. Shimmer. So I'm picking up my favorite red shimmer and I'm just going to apply it to the lash line directly and blend upwards. Blend, blend, blend. So basically I want it to go up until it matches that crease right there. Right here. That's where it ends. I'm not going to drag any more red past that point. So my job is to just get this saturated into the lid, as much pigment as I can without it being cakey and falling out all over the face. And trying to get it into all the creases. And then right here on the center as well, you want the red. And we want to blend it out like so, so it matches. It won't be this insane, at least. It'll be a little insane, not too insane, but a little is okay. So go back in with the maroon again and just make sure the color is blending seamlessly. What I want is a seamless color blend that includes my shimmers. Like, I want it to kind of be like they melt into each other when it comes to these shimmers. I don't like it when they look too harsh. So the next step is kind of clean up. So I'm going to clean up this outer edge here so it matches the other side. So I don't have one side that's more pulled than the other. That is the goal. So I want to take, all my, like that. The next step is taking that black. I know, again. And layering it a little bit on the very, very outer corner. And then you're going to layer a bright ass blue of your choice. Like so. And I'm basically creating like a reverse cat from the bottom for it to meet up here with the other blue. So it basically all ties into itself. I'm obsessed with this shade of blue. So pretty. Still the same thing. Now I have to clean it up one more time. We're just gonna clean up this outer edge. I'm just cleaning up any residual shape that I don't want. And I'm basically just trying to imitate that. Like so. Fudge. Fuck. So basically have this shape that I'm going for. So that's easy, that's simple. I just wanted kind of like that swoop in so when you look at me from the front, it looks straight. That was the goal. And it's okay if you have a little gap out there. If it bothers you, don't let it bother you. But if it does, you can fill it in. Because I don't really care. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to use a water active liner to put it there. So It doesn't really matter to me if it's perfect. What I am going to do though is now pick up another multi-chrome sparkle that kind of shifts the, like a pink and a red and a gold and a peach and all this and a green. And I'm just going to marry that at the top, like so. And then I'm going to take another sparkle that's not quite as dark, we'll say. And we're just going to pop her over the top. So basically I'm just using multiple dimensions of sparkle to get this crazy, like, blend of reflect, like so. So just layering that sparkle is all you're gonna have to do. And then basically I just want to go back in with that red again and blend it back into itself. So even there's a gradient going on with the shimmers on the eye. My next step actually was just taking a eyeliner of choice, something cheap that I have. I tried it with my Made by Mitchell palette. I didn't like how it looked, so I'm just switching to something even cheaper. Because essentially all I'm doing is cleaning up this edge out here and then filling it in with a little bit of color. Just a little bit. And then I just like buff it in. Yeah. So I'm just packing that on top of the eyeliner, just some eyeshadow that is similar in color. Just so I can build up that little bit of brightness there. That contrast and that line. We're almost to the finish line. The next step is gonna be the water activated liner. And basically, I'm going to want the liner to start where it lines up with my waterline. So hence the dot, okay? Okay. So now what I want to do is look as direct as possible as I can into my mirror so I can see how I want that liner to look. So it doesn't look wonky or like crooked or like it doesn't go with my hood. So far it's looking great. See what I mean? When I'm relaxed, it looks like a perfect line almost. I mean, not perfect, but you get the gist. And then when I pull, you can see all that extra skin. So you want to make sure you have your line. We have the line. Now, pull down. Boom. Easy. I'm also gonna just, get that off my lashes. But basically that's how I do my eyeliner. If I'm gonna do like a wing, I just lay flat, some kind of felt tip, and just go boom, and then fill it in. I tried a couple ways of doing my waterline with a bright color, chartreuse. And honestly, the best thing I came up with is just using my melt hot liner and just applying it like that. I don't really have a better product for that. And it doesn't irritate my eyes. They're chartreuse. It's just a little bit more on the yellow side than what I wanted. Honestly, the look doesn't take that long to do. It just took long for me to figure out how I wanted to finish it. And I'm gonna pick up a multi-chrome shade that's like a light green that shifts kind of like a red. And I'm just going to pop that on the innermost corner here and blend it. Yeah, just like so. And then just so it doesn't blend too much into the rest of the shimmers. You can apply more of that chartreuse shade to kind of prevent the shimmers from reaching each other, the ones that are on the hood and then the ones that are here. Just like reapply that matte shadow and it kind of helps break it up. Yeah, like so. Basically, I'm left with lashes and then finishing the skin, and then I'm done. This is gonna be the finished look. What are we thinking? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So I did add on a little bit of a blue highlight shade, as well as taking that inner corner shade here and popping it all over the cheek, so that way my cheek looks more like it has a blush light, like a glittering blush light, like a multi-chrome glittering blush light. Okay, it's beautiful. It shines different. I wish I could like capture all of the shine, all of the glitters that it changes, but it goes from like green to gold to orange to yellow to like this peach. It's very pretty, very, very pretty color. And like the base is green. Stunning, amazing. But I think I might start doing my bottom lashes more. I just wanted to zoom you in so you could see the beauty. I am obsessed with this kind of like line that reaches in, or like it aligns with my waterline. I think that's a very cute look, and I just love having different tones of multi-chrome on my face. I think it's so much fun. And then the lippy is a blend of just lip liners, honestly. You're gonna have to watch the tutorial to find out. Just kidding. It's Unearthly Cosmetics lip liners, lipsticks, and then a Necromancy Cosmetica lipstick. So it just created this perfect lippy for this look. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. Don't forget to smash the notification. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, smash the notification bell so you don't miss an upload from me. Comment, share if you have a friend who would love to recreate this makeup look, or tag me on my social medias. Duh, tag me if you recreate this. I want to see your guys' recreations, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!